guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Real Estate Rockstars. I'm Jennifer Wise.
And I'm Amber Carpenter.
And we are both licensed realtors with Century 21, The Hills Realty in Kerrville, Texas. And today we're going to be talking about for sale by owner. We get questions about this a lot, if for sale by owner is worth it for both seller and buyer. So we're going to do a run through and talk about some things we'd love for you to consider when going into a for sale by owner, or whether you're considering putting your property up for sale by owner. Yeah, I think you can tell where this is going, but Amber's going to get us started with thought number one.
Okay, so I'm going to bring this party down a notch, and I'm going to talk about a downer. Scams. They happen all the time. This is just the unfortunate reality of the world that we live in today. So there are dishonest buyers and sellers out there, and without the protection of a licensed real estate agent, you may be leaving yourself wide open for quite a painful experience, or for your house to not sell at all. FSBO scams happen to both the buyer and the seller, with sometimes little or no recourse aside from hiring an attorney. Some common scams will include things like fraudulent documents, like loan documents or appraisals, or even the financial status of the buyer that you're working with. This can include bad checks for, say, earnest money or maybe an upfront deposit. And if the buyer has given good consideration with money up front, who is there to verify that the seller is going to return it if that sale were to fall through? So this is where a licensed realtor or a real estate attorney is necessary to secure protection, or to make sure that all those T's are crossed and those I's are dotted.
Good point, good point. Well, the next thing we want you to consider is the paperwork alone. The paperwork itself can be super overwhelming. In fact, the National Association of Realtors did a survey, and they listed paperwork as the #1 issue for buyers and sellers. The most difficult thing about the transaction was the paperwork itself. And it's kind of like the old saying, you don't know what you don't know until you know you don't know it. And real estate that is so true in real estate. There are several legal documents that are required in order to buy or sell real estate, and a seller may not even be aware that they're required to use them. Some of these papers are not limited to, but include a sales contract, property disclosures, occupancy agreements, notices, and even records. That can be included in that sale, necessary, and a seller may not know.
Yep.
So without a licensed realtor there to even explain what those forms mean, one, and provide them and guide you through that process, you may be setting yourself up for a big misunderstanding and possibly a litigation if things start going bad during that transaction.
Right.
So the most vulnerable and susceptible person in the transaction, who do you think it is? That would be the seller, right?
Oh,
The seller.
Yep, that's right. And I don't know if you know this, but the seller can carry the majority of the liability.
It's true.
So everyone makes mistakes. We're all humans, but a seller or buyer that doesn't have the representation of a licensed realtor pays for those mistakes. Now, attorneys, they can close real estate transactions, but they don't carry errors and omissions insurance to protect the seller in certain instances. So, say homeowner Sally, she thinks that she has hardwood floors, and she's disclosed that to her buyer, but later the buyer discovers that actually those are wood veneer, and Sally's going to pay for that mistake. Now, if she had been working with a realtor, they would have caught the mistake or possibly covered it with E&O insurance. So, let's face it, we are in a sue-happy society, and no seller wants to be the target of a lawsuit.
That's right. And besides the legal liability of a for sale by owner, there's other areas to keep in mind, like the actual cost of going for sale by owner. Now, wait a minute. I thought for sale by owner was there to help you make more money as a seller. Of course, that's what you want to do. But let's face it, that's reason number one for a seller to put their home up for sale by owner. They're looking to save on those real estate commissions and make more money in the sale of their home, okay? So they want to skip that realtor, sell it themselves. But the statistics don't lie. On the contrary to popular belief, studies actually show that across the board, for sale by owners tend to sell between 6 and 18% less than had they listed their home with a licensed realtor.
Now that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, did you catch that? So that means that they walked away at the end of that transaction with less money than they would have if they had just worked with a realtor. Let that real estate agent help them through the procedure of their paperwork, get that listed, have the advertising at their expense. They would have made less money than had they let somebody else do all the work. Now, if you could do the same amount, for the same amount of money or more, do none of that stressful work and let your realtor take care of that and keep you protected at the same time, wouldn't you prefer that? I would. I would too.
So the other thing that we haven't yet discussed is the time that it takes for a FSBO to sell. All right, you guys, 95 to 98% of home buyers start their shopping experience for real estate online. These are going to be on sites like Realtor.com and Zillow, or if you're with Century 21, we've got a fantastic website that we can give you guys to. But guess where these homes pull all of their material? Straight from the MLS, from another homeowner that hired a realtor. They do offer some FSBO options, but these homes usually lack the features that make them desirable or stand out to future buyers. Things like professional photography, staging.
A must.
Absolutely. Not to mention, sometimes they're not accurately priced because they didn't have the types of information that we're privy to. So because of this, FSBOs tend to be on the market for much longer, taking a lot longer to sell than with a person that listed with a realtor. So after being on the market for so long, buyers tend to smell blood in the water and they're going to lowball. It's just how it is. So if you were to list with a realtor, get great photos, make your presence online much better, you're going to get an offer much faster because you're going to be priced right too. So this is the best way to make sure that you're going to get the most bang for your buck. You're going to pull it right out. So don't cut your losses. No, cut your losses. Get a realtor.
That's right. So you can get, don't cut into your proceeds any more than you have to.
That's right.
List with a licensed realtor. So we hope we've given you some food for thought today when considering a for sale by owner, either buying or selling for sale by owner. If you have any questions about what we can do to sell your home quickly and for top market value, give us a call. You can reach us or you can comment below, like our business Facebook pages, and we can come and tell you what your home is worth. And let me tell you, real estate season is hot right now. Now is the time to sell if you're thinking about doing it. So that's it, guys. Thanks for joining us today. We hope we gave you a better understanding of for sale by owner. On next week's episode of Real Estate Rockstars, we're going to be talking about a subject that you won't want to miss. So make sure to subscribe to our business feeds, like our YouTube channel, so you can get notification of what next week's show is, and we'll be discussing that later in the week so you can get notification of what that subject is. So remember, guys, we can give you 21 reasons to work with us.
But you're only going to need one.
That's right. See you next time.